is it permissible for a Muslim man to greet a female or a lady who is a non-mahram? As far as greeting is concerned, I'll first talk about the general ruling and then come to the question itself. Allah says in the Quran in Surah Anam, chapter number 6, verse number 54, وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِآيَاتِنَا وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِآيَاتِنَا فَقُلْ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ. That if you meet those who believe in our signs, say Assalamu alaikum, may peace be on you. So Allah is very clear cut in the Quran in Surah Anam chapter 6 verse number 54. وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِآيَاتِنَا فَقُلْ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ. That if you meet those who believe in our sign, say Assalamu alaikum. That means it is a requirement when you meet someone who is a believer, who is a Muslim, you have to greet them. Allah also says in the Quran in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 86. Allah says, وَإِذَا حُيِّتُمْ بِتَحِيَّةٍ بِأَحْسَنَ مِنْهَا أَوْ رُدُّوهَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمًا. That if anyone greets you courteously, you should greet back more courteously, or at least the same. For Allah is careful in keeping of accounts. Allah says in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse number 86, وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ. Allah says in the Quran in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 86, وَإِذَا حُيِّتُمْ بِالتَّحِيَّةٍ فِي أَحْسَنَ مِنْهَا أَوْ رُدُّوهَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ قَالَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمًا. That means if someone greets you, you have to greet back more courteously. For example, if someone says Assalamu alaikum, you have to say Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. If someone says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you have to say Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. You have to greet back more courteously or at least the same. If someone says to you generally Assalamu alaikum, even if you say Wa alaikum assalam, the words are the same, but it's coming from the depths of your heart. So this is better. Even by saying depths of your heart is better. So the Quran says if someone greets you courteously, you have to greet back more courteously or at least the same. If someone says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, if you cannot improve, minimum you have to say Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So this is the guidelines given in the Quran. So wishing or initiating wishes, it is mustahab. But if someone wishes you, greeting back better or at least the same is a fard. Now this ruling that is there in the Quran, and there are several hadiths talking about this, is generally if a Muslim man meets or greets another Muslim man, or a Muslim woman greets or meets another Muslim woman. As far as greeting of the same sex is concerned, you should initiate it mustab. If someone wishes, you have to greet back better or at least the same. Or if opposite sex, if they are mahram to one another. For example, son and mother, brother and sister, if they are na-mahram, it's a different ruling. If they are mahram and if the opposite sex, the ruling is the same as gents with gents and female with female. But as far as the ruling is concerned, of opposite sex who are na-mahram, it is different. This ruling is generally for the same sex or of opposite sex who are mahram. If it's opposite sex who are na-mahram, then the ruling is different. And this is what the question was asked, that I am a student of the 8th grade. Can I wish the girls in my class? Can I greet them? Or the man who asked, can a Muslim man greet a non-Muslim woman? But naturally, this is talking as far as if they are non-mahram, the ruling is different. When this question was asked to Imam Malik, may Allah have mercy on him, that can a man wish a woman? His reply, can a man wish a woman who's na-mahram? So he says, as far as wishing a mahram, it is the same ruling as man with man and woman with woman. But if a man wishing a na-mahram is concerned, if she is an elderly woman, there is no problem, there is no harj, it's permissible. But if it's a young woman, I would not like it. The same question was posed to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, that can a Muslim wish a na-mahram woman? He replied that if that na-mahram woman is an elderly woman, it is permissible. There's nothing haram in it. But if she is a young lady, it should not be done. So based on this ruling, we come to know that if it is opposite sex, one mahram, if there is elderly, there is no problem. But if it's a young woman, to avoid fitna, they should not wish. As this question was posed to Imam An-Nawawi, he said the same thing, that if a mahram, if a man wishes a mahram, elderly woman, then it is permitted. Or a woman greets an elderly man, mahram, it is permissible. But if a man greets a young woman who's a mahram, it is not permissible for him to greet. And if he greets, because there is bound to be fitna. And if he greets, it is haram for the woman to reply back. Similarly, can a woman greet a mahram man who is young? And the answer is no. It is not permissible for a Muslimah to greet a young man, Assalamu alaikum. And if she greets, it is not permissible for him to reply back. It's haram. Because of fear of fitna. Then Imam An-Nawawi says, but if a woman approaches a group of men and it's not particularly addressed to one particular man, then for a woman to greet a group of men is permissible. Similarly, for a man to greet a group of women and not specifically one woman, Assalamu alaikum, it is permissible as long as they do not fear any fitna. So if you are greeting a group of women and if there is no fitna, it is permissible. But generally, for a man to greet a young woman, it's not permissible for fear of fitna. And if someone greets a young woman, she should not reply. If a mahram greets a young woman, she should not reply. Similarly, a woman should not greet a mahram man if he's young. And if she greets him, he should not reply for fear of fitna. So these are the rulings given by the scholars. So in this case, generally, the mahram should not greet another mahram, the opposite sex, who are young, unless if it's in a group and you fear there's not going to be a fitna. So if you're going and if there are a group of women and if you fear there's no fitna, and that time you wish, it's no problem. But individually, for a man or a woman who are mahram and young, greeting one another, it's not permissible. And replying back is also not permissible. Hope that answers the question.